We had a ton of lessons today and a lot of good markups to go over. These are the most dangerous days to try to trade through when there's just no trend and you can't sit on your hands. You're being impatient. It's very easy to go on tilt. And I want to walk you through all the plays that were in my mind today, the ones to avoid, the ones to probably capitalize on. And of course, we'll go over the excitement that happened over here in the afternoon. But let's just look at the 1 minute here on ES at the 1 minute at the open. Great long opportunities here off the New York VWAP. Another bounce off New York VWAP. This one's probably my favorite because now the opening range is set. We're following the new higher high. Pull back to the key level. Let's go make the next higher high in this short-term bullish trend. Now, after that one, I think the longs were a little bit iffy if they weren't already in the beginning, where if we anchor a new high a day, the next entry is to wait for a pullback to the key level. And you can see how well it does respect this New York VWAP. Definitely no sellers getting us lower. And then we do get a couple breaks of this high day VWAP telling us to go continue trend, just like we did back here. And I totally agree with that. If you notice these two VWAPs above us, though, the light blue is the start of week, and the dark blue is yesterday's New York VWAP. Now, they're going to look a little bit different on the 15-minute if I open up here on the left side. You can see at this long opportunity, we're actually potentially rejecting this high day VWAP. Right here is when I'm saying the longs look good here on the 1 minute. And they definitely could have the power to bounce us higher, but I just don't like these 4 or 5 pins coming back down that sellers step in every single time. To get full VWAP alignment, of course, I'd like to be above all these VWAPs. You can notice we are above the start of day VWAP. Now, if we had clear higher highs and higher lows on the 15-minute, yesterday's New York VWAP here, and a start of week VWAP all below us, then of course I would definitely take this long on the 1 minute because you have VWAP alignment. I was just a little scared we might be either in a range or even coming back down just for a little bit, because if we blow up this 15-minute, pretty choppy. Really didn't make a new high there, but really not making new lows. This is where I'm trying to predict that we're going to bounce higher here for this 1 minute long. I don't absolutely love it, so I just paused on it. Didn't want to get trapped into those longs, and thankfully it didn't work out and it came back lower like I thought it might want to. But then you notice the shorts don't really work out either. It does make a small new low a day, but it can't sustain it. That even if you throw in a low a day VWAP, like we do here, let's get rid of the high day. Let's say we are bearish. Telling you sellers are stepping in, let's go continue the trend to the downside. Definitely some clear lower highs here on top saying sellers are stepping in. Sellers are back in. Let's go continue the trend. But same thing, let's bring over this 15-minute chart. If I get rid of some of these drawings, when I'm looking to sell it, we're still above the overnight VWAP here, and we actually just held it. So I don't want to be selling into this VWAP that we just held as support. Maybe that is our higher low. So it's very tough to trade in this range and in this pinch when we're below these two key VWAPs, but we're also above this one. We're just stuck in between. That's why there's no trend. It's very easy to go on tilt and over trade on these days because you're trying to predict which way is it going to pop out. When is it going to pop out, right? It's very easy to say, the shorts didn't work here, but they're going to work now. Okay, the longs are going to pop here. The longs are going to pop here. Nothing's really running. There's no breakouts. So if you're in the afternoon or even late morning, just mentally say to yourself, if we're in this opening range this late in the morning, that's really not a great signal that we're going to be trending today. Because if we're trending, we should be well outside these levels, moving with no problem, new lows after new lows. Otherwise, if we're still in this level, we're really not trending. And I don't perform best in non-trending days, so let me not even mess around with this trade. What would be the worst thing if we let this trade go in a range? Although there are lower highs, I admit it, yes. But a range on the 15-minute, not a full VWAP alignment. Well, if it wants to break lower, okay, cool, I missed it. What's the harm in just waiting for the next lower high, pullback, but now you're outside the range, confirming that shorts are in control. It's the same thing as yesterday. We had the big pop open, and then it sinks lower. Well, just wait for the pullback and then short it later. You don't need to sell it right here. You missed that move, let it pull back, just sell it later with more confirmation that shorts are holding, shorts are the way to go, and we're outside this opening range because you can see our opening range and initial balance were here. So once we get outside it, yeah, sure, go ahead and trade in the direction of trend and follow that momentum. So hopefully you didn't get too chopped up about it. If you go to the 2 minute just to condense some of these things, I think it's a tough trade until you see this news pop us to the moon. Let's get rid of these VWAPs because they're going to look weird now. One of these other lessons I talk about all the time. I feel like I talk about it on my coaching calls a lot. First, that one thing we just mentioned where if we're in this range later on in the day, I don't want to touch it. Now, sometimes it's at 11 o'clock, 12, 1 o'clock, whatever it may be. Now, when we look back at it, I know it was pumped because of news, but let's just circle this chop, all within that range. It's only until 1 o'clock. That is kind of late, but let's say it was 11 o'clock. If we could just sit on our hands and survive until, let's pretend it's 11 o'clock on this specific day, and then the trend becomes so clear at 12 o'clock, 1:30, when it does break out, then we could easily just find higher highs and higher lows later and trade in the direction that is now trending. So if we could just sit on our hands when we're in this range, then we could be alive and surviving our accounts when we are deciding to trend again. Because this is where people get chopped up, lose accounts, and then when the trend does set in, they got no more risk on the table to even put onto the trades. So how I got involved today was, same thing, let it get out of the range, actually put a handoff on this crazy news pump that is being respected. This is on a 2-minute chart. Crazy move up. I think we moved 300 points from top to bottom. 400 points here on ES in 14 minutes, maybe even less. Absolutely absurd. We're not going to come back to this New York VWAP after such a big pump higher like that. So I just played around with the handoff. We could take it to a 1 minute. You'll see it even clearer. We reject this handoff. You could throw in a high day VWAP there as well. Let's throw in a high day VWAP. Once buyers step in, stop loss below these structure points, you get a nice new pop for a new high. New high day, nice deep pullback, right to the handoff again, break of high day VWAP, breaks for another new high. Because now the trend is in. I know it's crazy volatile and maybe a dangerous time to trade, but let's just pretend there wasn't news involved. If you let the chop play out and then become trending, that's when you should be looking to trade it, and that's when the moves are going to run for you. These are more likely to break out because we've already broken out of that range. And again, another good lesson on this one is nice little pullback here, right? Could be the higher low we're working with from back here. Well, it doesn't break the high day view up, so buyers aren't in. So if you somehow got in that with a tight stop, get just pinned out and then see it go in your favor. So they're very, very tough. Hopefully you guys didn't lose your accounts. Your accounts are still alive. If you need a new account, 50% off all top 1 futures accounts right now. I'm giving away 5 on Friday. So again, if you buy an account, that'll automatically give you an entry into the giveaway. If you use my code, that's how I'll know you'll enter the giveaway automatically. But whether you need an account at 50% off, my code is always going to get you the best deal. So if that sale does run out by the time you're watching this, code Evan's still going to match the best deal that they're offering. But I really like trading on the Project X platform, just copy trading them. I haven't done it yet. I know I keep speaking about I love copy trading. That's why I'm so excited. It's scary. It's volatile out there. I don't need to have $1,000 loss go to 3 accounts. Although $1,000 win sounds nice to 3 accounts. Super volatile, stay in the game, survival. I could copy trade it if things settle on down or if I just feel ready for it. But yeah, simply put, wait for the trend to come in. Don't trade these ranging days. When we have these, again, it's maybe an opinion, when we have these conflicting ideas of VWAPs, right? We had the 2 VWAPs above us here and then the one underneath us at this overnight VWAP. Which one's more important? Well, that's up to you, I guess I would say. I like the overnight VWAP, but regardless, what could be better? Well, it could be better if we were above all these. I don't want to have to trade into something. I don't want to trade long into this resistance or short into this support. So you're probably just best leaving it alone, right? And then same thing in the afternoon. There's no doubt we want to long it. So then you can find the clear trending direction, get in at the right time on these VWAP breaks. One other lesson when we talked about similar to yesterday, right? There's no doubt I want to short this. So then when it does present a short off a key level, I made a video about this day as well, so go check that one out. But when it does get me my setup in the direction of trend, I can just execute it with confidence because I know I want to short it. Now it's just a matter of timing of that short. Back here today, I don't know if I want to short it or if I do want to buy it. So if I'm already questioning myself, any trade I'm in, I'm probably not going to be able to execute it to the best of my ability. I probably maybe micromanage it, too tight of a stop, flip bias, whatever the case may be, because I'm not fully sold on that direction. That if it gives me one potential sign that's going against me, I'll quickly talk myself out of it because I could see both sides of it. So I like the days when it's clear direction, clear trend. That's where we all perform best with these VWAP breaks, when we have breakouts in trend. And the most important thing, just have an abundance mindset that it's in a range now. It doesn't need to stick in a range. Or even if it does stick in a range all day, there's always tomorrow. There's always the next day. Let's pretend all 5 days this week, there's only one that's choppy. I'm supposed to maximize gains on the other 4. If it's trending, I should be trying to make money. If it's chopping, that's not the conditions for me. My most important thing is just survival. Being flat today and not losing money is like a win by not trading. Where if you lost because you forced the choppy trades, then when it's trending tomorrow and you do win, it's just to recover a loss. So now imagine if you were flat the day prior, you find that same win tomorrow, you'd actually be up, not be making up for a mistake. So hopefully you guys made money on today's trades. I know it's very crazy in the afternoon. I don't expect you guys to necessarily capitalize on this, but damn, it is clean. If I didn't tell you the point values behind this, I mean, it's a 67-point stop. Just got to get used to that. But super clean. Definitely timing of the trades with the VWAP and the range. Again, if you need a top 1 account, code Evan is always going to get the best deal, as well as our Apex TV streams. If you use code Evan there, you'll get 50% off the course, the streams, all the trades we take live. We teach you the strategy first, and then you can come watch the trades with us live every day. So I appreciate your guys' time. Trade safe. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Leave a comment down below of what videos you guys want to see next or what you're struggling with most. And other than that, see you guys on the charts tomorrow morning.